Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brandy and I'm back with another video. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been really heavy on my mind now that I am getting back into the dating scene. And basically I'm sorry, I was looking for my notebook. Okay. So basically I wanted to talk to you guys about why you are attracting the wrong men. Okay. Being back in the dating life, it is a little different because I'm actually going into it confident and I'm going into it learning from my past mistakes. This is for my girls who may not necessarily be into sugaring, but or are considering sugaring and you kind of don't really know how to decipher between bad men, and it's going to be even harder if you're trying to go into sugaring because money is involved. So it's kind of easier to kind of fall for the wrong things. But this is going to be strictly for just dating in general. You can take some of these tips and you can apply it to sugaring if you feel like it applies to you or your situation. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it. But before we do that, trick show. Go ahead and like this video. I want you guys to leave a comment on what you think. If you have any additional tips that you would like to throw out there, comment, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, let's not forget to subscribe, and you can also hit that bell notification so you guys can keep updated with me for future videos. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down was a lot of you guys do things out of desperation. It's kind of just the overall, you know, like a lot of things I feel like nowadays people do it out of desperation, and only you know the root to why that is. And for me, that was kind of my problem. I wanted to have that perfect relationship. I wanted to find the one. I wanted to do what I had to do to feel worthy of somebody. It didn't matter who it was. And that is the problem. In some ways, you guys know you're being desperate if you are constantly on social media talking about how you want to be in a relationship. You're constantly on social media talking about how you want to find the right one or how you can't find the right one because there's so many negatives, and you're just always talking about how you want to be in a relationship. And to me, that is showing signs of obvious desperation, which can also attract the wrong person. There's a lot of leeches and people out here who don't really care for your success. Like, they don't really care to be with you in a serious way. But if they see that you're looking for somebody, then they're automatically going to think, well, guess what? She'll probably take anybody, you know? So you have to be very mindful of that. And you know, because we live in a digital age, I will harp on that. Like, what you put out there on your feed is what people are going to perceive. So if a guy is following you and he keeps seeing that you're constantly posting about how you're single and you're miserable and you're just overall like just unhappy, that's going to attract men who don't care to make you happy, because it comes off like, oh, well, as long as she got somebody, I can get everything. And I feel like that is not okay. Okay. So don't be desperate. You don't want to, and that also can attract you to like attracting broken guys, assholes, time wasters, overall, just men that's just not worth it. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Desperation can be very broad. It can come from different ways, but that's just the more common way that people perceive their desperation for relationships, which can attract the wrong people. So the second thing I wrote down is that you constantly ignore your red flags. You constantly ignore your red flags, okay? Don't do it. That was my problem. I would have guys come in my life and they'll just blatantly show me red flags, whether they weren't consistent with texting or they weren't really interacting with me in a way that made me feel like I was doing the right thing or picking the right person. Like, maybe they were just like only wanted me to come over to their house, or they only wanted to be seen with me at night, or when everyone was gone somewhere, or you will only get a reply from them at late at night. Like, those type of things are red flags and warning signs. And some women feel like, oh, it's okay, you know, they'll come around, maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe I'm just tripping. No, like, if they're treating you like an option, or they're treating you like low value, then maybe you're giving signs that you are low value, and you need to change that. And also listen to your red flags. And one way that you can do that is to stop messing with that person and letting them in, because there's nothing worse than being with somebody, or thinking you're with somebody, or thinking you have it figured out, just to find out that they weren't shit at all. So you have to think about that. Red flags are your friends. They're your friends. Okay. Number 3. You give the guys multiple chances. This was my biggest problem. Like, I have to shut the book on this one, because I'm about to get into it. A lot of guys will manipulate you into believing that you aren't real if you ghost on them. To me, that is stupid. Because if you were giving me a reason to stay, and you were giving me a reason to continue to pursue you, then you would show me. But a lot of men continuously show you negative signs, which some people continue to stick around, which only cause further and further harm to their mental state. Because a lot of those people that are bad people are reasons why you aren't happy, or that these people are just showing you signs that they don't care, which is like the obvious sign why you shouldn't continue with anyone, is because you're not thinking about it. You're thinking that you have to keep giving them a chance, or they will change for you. And like people say all the time, you cannot make a person change. They have to be willing to change. And I feel like, especially in the African American community, it's like this stigma that if you don't hold somebody down, that you're not a real one. And to me, that's stupid, because why do I have to keep being in an unfortunate situation with you in order to prove that I'm worthy to be with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, just stop. Like, that's stupid. Don't ever let anyone tell you that that's okay. It's not okay. It's stupid. You can do better, sis. Do better. And just like I said, it all boils down to your confidence and listening to your red flags. And that's the reason why you keep attracting these guys, because you keep letting them in. You keep letting them keep having your time, your energy, and your mental space. They don't deserve your mental space. They don't. Especially if they can't show you, or they feel like, or they manipulate you into thinking that you have to do this in order to prove yourself to this person. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to do that. Number 4. You have to move on. Like, a lot of us, I feel like we think that we owe people something. And for instance, if a man is constantly in your DMs and you let them know, like, hey, you know, I'm not really interested, but they keep trying to pursue you, or persuade you to deal with them, you have to be confident within yourself to say no. And don't be afraid to hurt their feelings, because you value yourself. And some guys will throw that emotional stuff on you, but we'll talk about that later. But basically, you have to learn how to just say no and move on. Like, don't let these people keep coming back and telling you or making you feel like what you've done is wrong. You have to learn how to leave it where it is and move on from the situation. Like, if you meet a guy and he's not shit, and you can tell he's not shit, don't keep entertaining. That's the thing. Some of us are liking the entertainment factor of it. Like, oh, it's fun, it's fun, it's fun. Like, no, it's not. It's stupid. Because if you're serious about dating somebody, you're only giving this guy more and more leverage into really tapping in somewhere. It's just a part of it. If you know this person is not your type, or you know this person is not bringing shit to the table so far, like he can't even take you on a decent date, like move on from them. It's no point. Leave them, ghost them, block them, whatever you gotta do, sis, do it. The number 5 is love and respect yourself. When dealing with a lot of these guys, you have to remember to stay true to who you are. If you love yourself enough to wait for the right person, that's the major key right there. You have to love and respect yourself, because in today's age, a lot of guys are getting fed these lies, and you see all these scandals and crazy things out there, and a lot of people just truly just think everyone's out to get them. So because of that, like, we're in anxiety. They don't care, or they're like going out here and just trying to do everyone bad because one person has done them bad. But if you have respect for yourself, you're not going to let these guys or girls or whoever come into your life and make it negative. You know, you're going to watch for those red flags, and I'm going to keep saying red flags because they're your friends, and you're going to love yourself enough to not deal with the craziness that comes with this person, that it's okay to be alone sometimes. And I feel like a lot of us have this longing for just a companion, a partner, or whatever it is, and it's just, in a sense, it clouds your judgment, you know. Like, some people just cannot be alone, and that's the problem. Like, that's the problem. That's why you see people in and out of relationships, or 1 minute they're talking to this person, talking to that person, like they just can't be alone. And a lot of people don't respect themselves enough to quit hopping from one person to the next because they don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, like, let's do better, sis or dude. Let's just do better. But yeah, so that was number 5. Number 6, I think a lot of us are scared of being the stereotype, and I'm talking mainly in regards to the Black community. We have, like I said before earlier, we have this stigma that if you don't stick around for the buffoonery, that somehow you are not a real and loyal chick or a down chick. And I feel like it's corrupted a lot of people's minds to think that if they don't bend over backwards for this individual, do they really love this individual? That's not true, because it was a saying I think I read, or I hope I'm saying this right, but it's a saying where someone says, love shouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, love shouldn't have to feel like you constantly in a war zone. Like, love shouldn't have to, you shouldn't just feel this way. You attracting the wrong guys because you are listening to the stereotypes. You feel like you have to do better because social media told you to do better, or because your guy said, or potential guy said, do better. Are you gonna hold me down while I go do whatever? Are you gonna do this, do that? No, because guess what? We love ourselves enough to not put ourselves in these situations for something that could possibly end up being temporary. Period. That's why you attract the wrong guys. And some girls are pick-me girls, and they will literally post stuff all the time talking about what they can do for a man that's opposite from this girl, and they're constantly targeting other, like, the opposite sex in a heterosexual relationship. So those pick-me girls are the ones who typically feel like they have to be down. And some things I think is also toxic is that you are too busy being absorbed into someone else's relationship. Like, one relationship that I can't stand, but so many people just value it, is Jada Cheese and Lil Baby. Like, just because Jada Cheese and Lil Baby are, like, basically Lil Baby made Jada Cheese famous because of their relationship, doesn't mean the relationship is right. You know what I'm saying? Or you feel like you have to be like them, or you have to be like Keisha Kaur and Gucci Mane. That's another one. Like, people always talking about how she held him down, and they made this, she flipped this and made this, and it's like, that works for them, but that's them. It's a difference. They're both famous. Gucci was rich. Keisha Kaur had her business. That's different. You know what I'm saying? So if she decided to hold him down, that's all on her. But in a lot of our situations, we're holding down a man who's not doing anything. And then you wonder why you get left or you get cheated on, because you're making yourself deal with the stupidity. basically, because you're trying to be like them. Stop trying to do that. It's so stupid. I don't understand why our culture is so absorbed in that stereotypical bullshit. Like, this literally all it is stereotypical bullshit. But 7, and this is kind of more on a spiritual thing, but I do believe this is actually accurate. What you put out in the world, you're going to receive. So if you are constantly speaking negative, like you're never going to find the one, you're never going to, no one's ever going to be good enough, or even like, I'm not worthy of anyone, like, because I know a lot of people get a lot of backlash from like past decisions that they've possibly made. Like, some people believe if you had an OnlyFans, you're not worthy of love because you had an OnlyFans, like stuff like that. Ask yourself, what do you want in a relationship, and truly have this conversation with yourself, no one but yourself, and figure out, hey, what do I want in a relationship? What do I seek in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? What are the pros and cons that I'm looking for? I mean, what's the pros that I'm looking for? What could be the cons that I'm trying to avoid? Things like that. You will find it because you already have the idea of what you want. A lot of us, we just want somebody, and that can be very broad. So you feel like, okay, is this the person for me? And they can have 1,000 flaws, but guess what? You might think that's for them because you don't have a clear understanding of what you want. And negative thoughts leads to negative results. If you actually think positive and say, look, this is the deal breaker for me, I can't do with that, I can't do it, it's okay to leave it alone. If the person comes back and finds you and they're doing better or that's better, that's one thing. But a lot of you guys are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You guys are being negative. Like I said, you're constantly on social media and self-loathing. Like, you're putting negative out there and you're gonna receive negative. Don't do that. Raise your standards. I will speak on this forever. Raise your standards, sis or dude. A lot of y'all standards are so low. Like, I hate to see it. I hate to see it. It's just so low. Like, you guys will literally take whatever. And I know some people think, oh, I'm ugly. Like, people literally think this. They're like, oh, I'm not as attractive, so I can't really be picky. I gotta take what I can get. Or I don't bring enough to the table, so I gotta take what I can get. No, you don't. Just because you're not society's textbook of attractive, some people might not even think I am attractive. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not their type. But that don't mean I'm just gonna sit up here and lower my standards because this person don't think I'm cute. Like, I think that's another problem in our society. Like, quit lowering our standards because we want to be accepted or we want to be loved. That's stupid. And that's another reason why you keep attracting the wrong guys. That goes in the category of self-esteem. If you're not attractive, let me lower my standards and go for this chick over here who looks like a bum mess and who's a bum-minded person, then you're going to get that. You're not even trying, you're just accepting it. So raise your standards. Actually act like you want to find a good person, a right person. Like, stop it. So number 9, we're almost done. Your appearance. I wanted to follow up with appearance when it comes down to raising your standards. I feel like a lot of people neglect themselves because they feel like, well, I don't think anything can make me attractive. Like, people really have this mindset. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. When I was in college, my freshman year and sophomore year of college, I did not have any fashion sense. I did not wear makeup. I did not wear lashes. I didn't start doing that until I got a little older. And I could just tell, and I didn't really take care of myself like I thought I was. I was kind of awkward and quirky. And it kind of showed, like, it was to the point, like, really, I didn't get no action from men at all. So I was just happy to have somebody think I was cute. Like, I had this one guy who was obsessed with me, and I just think he just wanted anybody too. Like, and I would get jealous of like certain girls who was attracting certain guys. I'm like, why am I not getting that? But I'm getting this dude who's literally in the club trying to get dances from every girl who would like who was drunk enough to give him a dance, you know? Like, I leveled up my appearance and I figured out what works for me. Then I noticed the difference. A lot of you guys need to work on that. And something starts with, for men, keep up with your haircuts, keep up with your shaving. If you're gonna do, like, especially like the black community, if you're gonna do dreads, keep them nice and clean. Like, invest in your appearance, because even if you're not the cutest guy, like, you can always clean yourself up to look decent, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some things go a long way, and I just feel like that goes into that category about appearance. Like, just think about it. Like, if you feel like you're not attracting certain people, maybe it's the way you look, maybe it's the way you've been dressing. Like, I'm not saying go spend thousands of dollars at Barney's in order to attract a woman or attract the right person, because that can also bring negative attention. I would definitely just clean it up a little bit. Like, maybe not walk out the house with dirty clothes on, or walk out the house in mismatched clothes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't look tacky. Just think about that. Number 10, last one, heal from past situations. So a lot of you guys are not healed from the past situations, which is why you keep attracting broken people as well. You take out your anger on social media, or you're constantly bashing this person, or you're constantly holding on to a negative from the past relationship that you haven't truly healed from. And it shows, because you kind of, like, I don't know about you, but what I did was I would typically go for the same kind of person right after the relationship, where I'm trying to hop into something real quick to make this person jealous, which is also just as toxic, because you're just wasting your time. But and sometimes you just have to accept the fact that maybe you should still be single as well. Like, you might have to actually still be single for a little bit before you jump into something else. And that's another thing. Quit doing that. Quit jumping into relationships because you're mad at your ex, or you're trying to get back at your ex. Like, no. Like, you're wasting your time. Like, don't do it, sis. Or dude, don't do it. It's stupid. So yeah, heal from past situations. Like, I feel like that's just toxic in itself. Like, I couldn't. But yeah, I didn't want to make this video long. It's just a little subcategory, and I will be back with some more sugar baby tips. I said in the beginning, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at _shutupbrandy_. I will put that in the description box below. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys. Mwah, mwah. All right, see you guys in the next one.